Hi, Spencer. Thank you for coming in today. I know it can be tough to start on the on the journey of counseling and recognizing that you may need some help. But why are you here today? I'd love to dive in and see what I can do to help you out.
Well, I'm just so depressed and I really need to talk to someone. Um, I just got diagnosed with HIV and I am just really scared because I had to go on disability, quit my job. I feel so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to talk to my partner about this or my friends because I feel like they're going to judge me or my relationship will be over and I can't lose my partner. I just can't.
Yeah. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that. It sounds like you are really carrying a lot of um, burden and dealing with a lot of significant change in your life right now. Um, it's a really challenging place to be. I completely understand how you're feeling overwhelmed. Um, what kind of things are you doing to cope with the news and the diagnosis and these feelings of you know of being afraid and the
I
uncertainty?
I haven't been doing much except I just kind of locked myself up at home and tried to think about what to do and I really don't know, but that's why I decided to come see someone and hopefully talk to you about these things and figure out what to do.
So I understand how that would feel really heavy and a big burden to carry on your own. Is there anyone that you're able to share this diagnosis or the news or the loss of your job? Anyone that you feel like in your life you could, maybe a family member or a good friend, that you could kind of walk this journey with?
I really don't know. My family cut me off a long time ago because they didn't like that I was gay and they tried to convert me back to being straight and I just can't talk to them. Um,
Wow.
the only person is my partner. I would go to him for everything in the past, but with this, I just don't want him to see me differently.
That is a very valid concern. And I think it's natural on your part to worry about your partner's health and how they might perceive this or how they might feel like it affects your relationship. Are you concerned about losing the relationship over this, or is that, you know, not in the cards? Like, are you, is y'all's relationship pretty solid and this isn't going to rock the boat?
I felt like it has always been solid, but with this diagnosis, I'm not sure. I just don't want him to see me as being dirty. And what if he doesn't want me anymore?
Yes, I understand how you feel that way. Um, are there any type of support groups that you attend for anything else? Or that you have attended in the past, maybe when you got at odds with your family, that kind of help people in your situation navigate those types of difficulties?
I don't really have a support group. I do have some friends, but they're straight and they don't understand and I don't I don't know. I don't think I really want to talk to them because they just wouldn't understand. They would probably pity me. I hate being pitied.
Well, I do want to remind you that, gay people and straight people all walk through challenges, and you're not alone in having to navigate a challenge like this. And I imagine in a group within the LGBTQ community, there are many other people who have walked this path before. In full disclosure, I will have to reach out to some of my colleagues and do a little bit of educating myself to give you the best possible options for things, maybe support groups or places where you can feel supported in learning how to have that conversation with your partner, or maybe even, that looks like we practice it and role play with how that conversation would go. And then maybe we have your partner into the office, and that's something that we could kind of do together. I don't want you to feel alone in this time of your life. I mean, it's very stressful. It sounds like everything, that was once sort of things that you could depend on, like your job and your relationship and all of that, has been kind of turned upside down with this diagnosis. And then it sounds like I'm hearing you say that you are struggling with even feeling well enough to work. So I know that that financial burden is probably weighing on you as well. So I want to get you some help. I don't have the resources right off the top of my head, but I am absolutely committed to getting some support groups and a list of resources for you together. Maybe there is some programs where they can do those medications at reduced cost, and potentially provide some support in that way. And then I certainly am here to support you in having that conversation with your partner, and that being something that we could do together if that would make you feel more comfortable. What are your thoughts on that?
That might be helpful. If you can help me find a support group. But I don't know if I want my partner to be here yet. I don't want them to know just yet. I'm scared.
I understand. Well, and it would be, there's still a little bit of time when I need to educate myself on this topic and reach out to some colleagues potentially who have had clients who have been down this path before, and find out what kind of resources they used. But when the time's right, if it feels comfortable to you, we can kind of role play that conversation with your partner, because I think that's going to offer you a lot of relief once you have some finality with that, and just disclosing to him, what you've learned. And I think it's prudent probably to tell your partner sooner than later, since this is something that potentially could affect him as well.
Yeah, I see your point there. I can't keep it a secret forever.
No, but I don't want you to feel alone in this space. And I want you to know that I'm here to support you. And given the amount of hopelessness you kind of expressed in the beginning of our conversation, I do want to make a plan to reach out to you here in the next day or two, and just kind of check in to make sure that things aren't feeling like they're getting to a point where they're more than you can handle. So I don't know if would that be okay with you?
Yeah, that would be okay.
Okay. And then I'd also like to talk about a plan for what if things do feel overwhelming to the point of you not being able to handle it on your own. And what is an option? Because if you can't talk to your partner, I want to make sure there's someone you could talk to. um, that
Well,
you have a resource in the event that I wasn't available, for instance, immediately.
I do know there's a suicide hotline, so I guess I could call that.
Okay. So I'm going to look up some resources for you and get those right over to you as soon as our meeting is over. And are you comfortable with that plan? Is that a plan you feel like you can commit to, that if things feel overwhelming and I'm not immediately available for a check-in, that you would be able to utilize a hotline that specializes in talking to people in the LGBTQ community, that is well versed in, that hopelessness and suicide and depression and all of the mental health kind of problems that can arise from some of the things you'll be facing, challenges and change and change in job, etc.
Yes, I could do that.
Okay. All right. Well, and I want to schedule to talk with you again in probably maybe 2 days from now.
Okay. Thank you.
What are you feeling health wise? How are you feeling?
Just lousy.
Any of the medications that help, at least on that end?
I'm not sure yet. It's still so new. I guess it'll take a while to figure that out.
Okay. Well, I know it's important to try to, stay as healthy as possible and not let those things get out of hand. So if that's an immediate need, I can also commit to looking into some of that for you, as far as if you need some financial relief on covering medications, etc.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Well, I've got your number from going through the informed consent with you and the paperwork you filled out in the beginning. And I will do a check-in with you in 2 days, and I will send you an email with some resources I think would be helpful to you in the event that you needed them and I were not available to get you through. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you, being so vulnerable and brave, coming out and finding someone to talk to about these things. I can see that you're really bearing a lot of burden, and I can understand your feelings of hopelessness. And I just want you to know again, you're not alone in that. And I'm here to help. And we're just going to walk through this and get through it one step at a time.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I will talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Take care.